And the best of From the Stage to the Skies, Dr. Donald Shorter has had quite the journey. He was once a TV and radio personality. Now, Dr. Donald Shorter and Dr. Kathy Shorter are focused on lifting up the next generation through ministries, mentorship, and education programs. The Shorters are here to talk about a powerful initiative launching right here in our community. It's called Future Aviator Pilots, a hands-on camp happening May 31st at the Museum of Flight. It's designed to inspire kids from 2nd to 10th grade to explore careers in aviation and in STEM. This is amazing. Steve's in the ARC Lounge right now with the Dr. Shorters now. Steve.
Yes, and not one, but two. So we're
two
very privileged to have two doctors in the house today. You guys, it's so much fun chatting with you, even during the commercial break. I'm so happy to have you guys here. And I was just saying, this camp sounds really cool.
Yeah.
As an adult, I want to do this thing.
Right.
Obviously, it's just for kids now.
We have more volunteers than what we could use.
Oh, I bet. Tell us about this camp. What is it about?
Well, you know, students between the ages of 7 years old or 2nd grade, all the way up to about 10th grade, up to about 16 years old are the students that we're targeting, because it takes a lot to be able to start thinking like pilots have to think. Because, you know, like for example, I fly airplanes and helicopters, and we say, you know, flying helicopters, you get to say oops once, because, you know, it's a serious business.
Oh, yeah.
And so we want to make sure that they learn that, you know, there's not an opportunity to just say you get a participation trophy for being part of this, but the plane you landed upside down. I mean, we can't do that.
Right.
So we have to train them to be able to learn and be ready to do things that are pretty serious at a young age.
Yeah.
Now, at the age of 7, that's when I got bit by the aviation bug. My dad was in the military. We both came from Fort Lewis. That's where we both grew up. She had my 4th grade teacher, and I was in 5th grade.
Oh my goch!
So we went
we have similar, we're from
and so
place.
I was playing hardball at the baseball field, which was right across from Gray Army Airfield. And I missed, the Shorters got to play shortstop, right? So they put me at shortstop. But I missed the balls consistently because I'm watching these helicopters make auto rotations, you know, come down and
watch
those takeoffs of these
this
jets and stuff. So my field of dreams was across the street at Gray Army Airfield, and that's where I was bit by the bug. And then when I wanted to go to aviation school at 18, they came by, and my dad didn't have the money. He said, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
And so I said, forget it, I'll go into broadcasting. So I did. And when I went into broadcasting, then I worked at KJR in Seattle here. And of course, they did the Seafair thing, and I was part of that. Usually I was at the station under my stage name, J.J. Jackson. I was on the air there. And every year, of course, when the Blue Angels would come through, they give an opportunity for one of the personalities to be able to...
Did you fly with them?
Oh, yes, I did.
Yes.
I've always wanted to do that.
That is amazing. It's the most amazing thing, the Blue Angels and their discipline. Yeah. So I was bit again. Okay, here I am. I'm in my 20s, and I go up to Whidbey Island, get in this Skyhawk 2, F4 Skyhawk 2 jet with this pilot. You're in this back seat, okay, and we take off, and we were bouncing, and then all of a sudden, we're not bouncing anymore. We're about 10 feet off the ground, and this guy goes like,
oh,
and I'm looking down. I said, that's it. I believe I can fly. And that's where our theme came from. Yeah. I believe I can fly.
I can fly.
And so, you know, I even waited from then till I was 47. And then I bought a book.
Yeah, one book.
One book at a Barnes & Noble bookstore about aviation. Then I hired a pilot that was flying 737s for Alaska, and that was it.
And then you went to
the
training academy.
Yeah, I went to the flight school, went to helicopter flight school down in Hillsboro Aviation in Hillsboro, Oregon, and most of the airports around here, I've gone to school there, including the Boeing Employees Flying Association, which has given an award to future aviator pilots. They gave us an award for our creativity for youth. So that's our story, and it's exciting. We have fun all the time. We have to beat off the volunteers because everybody wants to come and volunteer. It's
but we're there to inspire their children as well.
Right.
And so, and maybe they don't go into aviation, but believe me,
they get inspired with vision.
They are inspired with visions. And so, and in fact, we have 2 of the Terrell and Anais,
Yes.
they used to be part of Future Aviators.
They're
they were real
volunteering.
little. Now they're volunteer.
gosh.
One of them is in college.
circle.
And they want to volunteer this summer.
The other one is
for
a
Future.
businessman.
Yes. And so
Yeah.
we say we're
In
going
high school.
And I would imagine
Yeah.
that a lot of, at least some of the camp, there's the focus on the importance of STEM.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
At least
Oh, yeah.
planting that
That's
seed early. If you
learning.
have that desire like you did as a young kid at 7 years old,
Yeah.
focus a lot on STEM,
Yeah.
and that will kind of set your path going.
Well, you know, I thank God that we can be able to tap into workers from all over the world. I'm speaking about Amazon,
Yeah.
Microsoft,
Yeah.
all the companies that have had to hire outside of the United States. And I look at the state of Washington and say, we have all this treasure, called all these wonderful companies here. But we're not training our students, apparently, to get hired there because we have to consistently go out and find others. I want to be able to make sure that the students that get involved with Future Aviator Pilots, whether they become pilots or not, that they learn the importance of science, technology, engineering, and math.
Critical.
And learn that stuff.
Yeah.
But also we give them a reason to learn.
Right.
And
The
so
reason.
this program is giving them a reason to study their math, to
That's
want
right.
to, you know,
There's a reason
understand
why.
science and technology.
Because
and stuff.
I was one of those
You
students.
need a reason.
Now,
Yeah.
I've accomplished so much, I mean, you know, in my life, and I thank God for that. But I was a D student, okay, because I didn't see a reason for it.
Yeah.
I was like, why do I have to know maths anyhow? Who cares?
And I was
you
an
know?
English guy. I was like, I don't want to know all that stuff. Like, it's hard.
Yeah, right.
But it's important, though.
But now, you know, I train the students that, you know, because I do the part of the ground school myself, because I'm a ground school instructor as well. I train them to see it in your head. See the numbers in your head, man. See them in your head before you see them on paper. Because you got to learn how to process this stuff quickly, and it's a different way of thinking. And it's so exciting because it's communications with aviation. It's presentation, it's upstanding in the community. It's a lot of things. But we have some that don't want to fly. But you know, we had one student
That's right.
that
We
went
tell
through
them
Future Aviators. Yeah, we tell them it's okay. But ignite a vision
Right.
for your future is what it's all about. Because it's not all about aviation. But we have one student whose father actually worked as my assistant at the church that I pastor, Pacific Christian Center. And this student was an excellent football player, and everybody thought he was going to go into football. But he watched what was going on with Future Aviators. We have him in some of our photos. And this student decided to go into the military because his father went into the military, into the Marines. And he became a specialist in setting up covert landing zones for our military aircraft.
Wow.
And that's what he does around the world. He can't tell us where he's been, but he says it's real exciting.
Some really cool stuff, I'm
We
sure.
inspired
But that's
them.
through
Yeah.
Future Aviator Pilots. He didn't want to become a pilot, but he helps the pilots into their planes
Right.
in those locations all over the world. So,
Long-term goal for the program, what would that be?
well, it's actually to be able to get training going on in South King County, South Pierce County.
Okay.
We want to be able to train students to be ready for flight school. So we're going to start after-school type programs where we have the students completely trained and ready to feed them to the FBOs, or the fixed base operations at the airports here in the Northwest. Also to inspire students to be ready to go into these technology jobs that are so pervasive here in the Northwest. I mean, why not be ready to go to work for Microsoft or Amazon? Or, I mean, in high-tech
right
areas.
here.
I mean, why not do that? We have so much industry. We feed the world with you know, Costco. I mean, we do so much from the
I know.
Northwest.
And it's all right
It's
here.
all here. It
Right
all
here.
starts here. I mean,
here.
the Kirkland brand. Where did it come from? Kirkland.
I know, from
Right
not
here.
Issaquah, but Kirkland.
Right
yes.
here.
Yeah.
We should mention, too, you're a little bit of KOMO royalty. Tell us about, because people might recognize you. You talked about KGR and
Oh,
pilot
they'll
and all that kind of
recognize
stuff. But
Then you had more hair.
royalty, come
You
on.
had
I
more
don't know if
hair.
they had film back then.
we can find it.
No, you had more hair back there.
Yeah, that's right. I had more. Oh, no. Oh, no.
See, I told you he had
Told you.
more.
Oh, jeez.
Gotcha.
Look
Oh,
at
yeah.
you.
I had a great
1985.
time. That was 19, I did that from 1980 to 1985 while I was doing KJR. And I enjoyed that so much. And Curtis Sliwa from the Guardian Angels and Jesse Jackson and Grover Washington Jr. All these folks I got an opportunity to meet. One guy that wrote a book called Cycles that I'm still trying to figure out. It's so much fun.
Amazing.
It was a lot
Amazing.
of fun.
You guys are fun.
Thanks
Thank
a
you so
lot.
much for coming in. Nice to meet you.
Steve.
Yes,
Nice to
and
meet
thanks
you
for what
too.
you're doing with this camp. It just
Thank
sounds
you.
like
We also have Dad's the Park and Me coming up on Father's Day, and we'll have details on that on our website at northcodevelopment.org.
northcodevelopment.org. Perfect. All right, back to you. These guys are fun. I'm going to hang out with them for the rest of the show, okay?
And I'm going to come right back down there with you and hang out, Steve. I mean,
Come on down.
Yeah, the camp, the inspiration, the KOMO throwback clips.
I know.
I love it all. Thank
Yeah,
you
it
so
was fun.
much.